Welcome back. It is a question women have been trying to figure out for years. Can we have it all? Author, entrepreneur, business coach, and mom Romi Neustadt says yes, we can have it all, but we don't have to do it all at once. And she has some very practical advice for sorting it out. Romi joins us now. Hello, good to see you.
Hi, Margaret. Great to be here.
So explain just a little bit about having it all but not doing it all. What does that mean?
So I think we women have been having the wrong conversation around having it all. We've been confusing having it all, the things we really want in life, with doing it all. And we are living with this epidemic condition called unrealistic expectations. Who we're supposed to be, how much we're supposed to do, what we're supposed to look like while we're doing it all.
Chasing too many things that exhaust us.
And it leaves us exhausted, stressed, feeling inadequate, and our to-do lists keep growing exponentially, and life is buzzing by us, and we're not even present in our lives.
And even when we feel like we're getting a lot done, we only see that part we're not getting done, the part of our to-do list that we didn't get to. And so you write about something that I think is super important to understand your book, and that's the goals versus priorities. Tell me how we sort that out so that we can actually make some practical choices about where we spend our time.
Well, I had to figure this out 7 years ago, Margaret. I had a fast-growing business, fast-growing kids. I had this never-ending to-do list, and I felt like I was drowning in my life. And I really had a breakdown. Something had to change. And I gave myself the gift of a couple days alone, of quiet and introspection.
Every mom's dream.
Right? And how infrequently do we ever give that gift to ourselves? And it was during that time that I had a huge epiphany. I was 42 years old, and not once, not ever, had I taken the time to figure out what my priorities were. In fact, all those years, I had been confusing priorities and goals. I'm a goal setter. My mom says I came out of the womb setting goals. But I had always thought that the goals I was setting were my life priorities. And once I figured out that our priorities are something very different, those are the things that are non-negotiable in our lives right now,
our actual
present tense.
roots. So give me an example so that people might be able to understand this, what a priority might be as opposed to one of your goals.
So a perennial priority of mine is I make healthy choices every day, because I've learned that if my health is not top-notch, everything else goes to pot. So that's something that I keep top of mind every single day. Another one is I help women design the lives they really want. That encompasses my professional life. Now, here's what's really important. When you go to set goals, these are the things in the future that are important enough to you to want to invest time, effort, and energy in. If your goals don't serve your priorities, that's when you're unfulfilled, you're scattered, you're spending your precious time on earth on things that aren't really important to you.
That to me helps me kind of understand, okay, how does this activity, how am I spending today, and what that actually serves, and that made a lot of sense to me. And you kind of debunk some things that we typically think we need to do. For example, the to-do list. Why is that maybe not a help?
So I think to-do lists are incredibly helpful. The problem is we're filling them with things that aren't serving our priorities and goals. So when you figure out what your priorities and goals are, you have a roadmap of where to spend your time. So
what will get me there?
Every single thing that goes on your to-do list, Margaret, has to serve one or more of your priorities and goals. And if it doesn't, guess what? You delete it or you delegate it.
Exactly, because you can delegate these things. Multitasking is something we all think we're doing. I often think when I'm multitasking, I'm actually just doing a bunch of things not very well. And you talk about supplanting that with multipliers. Can you explain that concept?
Yes. Okay, multitasking is not healthy for the human brain. Our brains are not supercomputers, but
Mine's not, that's for sure.
No, absolutely not. And the more we do, the more we try and stuff in there, the more we end up not doing a bunch of things not really well and not being present for it. And for some reason, it has become a badge of honor to be juggling so many things at once.
And not getting any sleep, et cetera, et cetera. None of which is great.
None of which is great. It's keeping us from living the lives we want. So what I've learned how to do and what I coach women to do is only do more than one thing at a time when one or more of those things you can do on automatic. For example, when I was growing my business, I was able to grow a business from home. So while I was folding laundry or cutting up things for dinner, I was doing something else that required brain space, like a conference call.
Yes.
But instead,
oh, I love folding clothes on a conference call. I think that's the best.
Yes.
You feel so good about yourself when you're doing that, and I think it occupies different parts of your brain and helps you think better. You also said something that I've been dying to hear, which is that we should let go of a bunch of our shoulds. Maybe everybody feels this way, but I think women have a particular big basket of shoulds. You know, should be the best mother, should be successful in business, should be super fit, should be a lot of things, and it just overloads you with a feeling of inadequacy at some point.
Margaret, we women are shoulding all over the place. And I'm on a mission to get us to stop, because we're saying yes to the things that we think we should be doing as opposed to what we really want to do.
Right.
I want all women to fall in love with the word should, because it is a red flag that keys us in to when we're about to say yes or saying yes to things that we don't really want to do.
Yes.
So anytime we hear ourselves say, I should say yes to chairing that fundraiser, stop, measure it against your priorities and goals. Now, the reason women have a hard time with that, and it really comes down to our difficulty saying no, we're afraid to disappoint other people, and we're afraid to be judged by other people. But when we're confident and secure and living authentically based on what we want to do, then we can stop shoulding all over the place and fill our days with the things that are truly important.
That are important.
And learn how to say no.
I feel like we don't learn no until 40s, 50s. We need no earlier.
Well,
That's know that we mean and that we're comfortable with.
That's one of the reasons that I knew I had to write this book and share the tools and the journey that I've been on in order to create the life I really want. Not just for 40s and 50-somethings, but I want to teach the younger women, don't waste your time. So many years that I wasted trying to please everybody and trying to be all things to all people. And I'm on a mission not only to help all the women, but the women to empower their sons and daughters they're raising to make more authentic choices.
Now that's real change, and you get it right in a book. Thank you so much. Romi's book is available in stores and online now. Thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you, Margaret.
Appreciate it. When we come back, discover an all-inclusive experience at sea that includes unlimited shore excursions, including some UNESCO World Heritage sites. We'll be right back.